A lot of people who couldn't go to Mahakumbh. There are a lot of people who couldn't do this, do that.
See, when you are constantly with yourself, all these things come to you by itself. Go into arguments, but not in a heated. You should not be boiling inside. If you're boiling, then the person and the point is not important. Your doership comes, or my point is only right. Good for him. A very prayerful feeling, mindset. And when you have a guru in life, all this very easily you can do it. Guru in life is very, very important. All these things are taken care of very easily. A few months or a year or two, thoughts like, what it have been if I raw agent.
What are you saying?
Something like this. It's very easy for me to just forget and forgive. I can easily do it. Forgiveness is, for me, it's very easy.
I want to know what is the reason for you to know yourself as Bindas.
Bindas is like, to feel totally free. For me, freedom is the most important aspect. If you're free, then you can create a sense of belonging with other person. So you connect with yourself always. Everybody does it. But sometimes you do it without awareness and sometimes you do it with awareness. When you do it with awareness, it's a very beautiful experience because you have to connect with yourself.
But we always say ना कि positive लोगों से जुड़ो वरना आप ही negative हो जाओगे. Do you believe that? Do you only look for
आप
positive?
अपने प्रेजेंस से जो नेगेटिव उसको पॉजिटिव कर सकते हो. फॉर मी स्टेट ऑफ माइंड इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट. माई स्टेट, हाउ इज माई स्टेट ऑफ माइंड?
It doesn't depend on our situations.
There are situations, there are people, they come and go. But what you can hold on to is your state of mind.
Now you're finding solution for why corporate culture we see a lot of smoking happening.
Smoking is giving them that much of relief. Caffeine is giving them.
They can think in that moment of.
Yeah, because they feel this is giving them relief, but they don't understand this is again poisoning them.
Jai Gurudev, Shashi.
Jai Gurudev.
It's so nice. We happen to get this time with you. How are you feeling to share your time with us today, especially on a podcast?
Always good, nice. Sharing for people, it's always good.
You love spending time with people?
Of course.
I was just thinking when I was coming with you, how should I address you? How should people know you? So I asked you, how do you define yourself? And you told me, I call myself Bindas. So I want to know what is the reason for you to know yourself as Bindas?
See, to feel Bindas is like, to feel totally free. For me, freedom is the most important aspect. If you are free, then you can create a sense of belonging with other person. And once you create a sense of belonging, then there are no barriers. You can, the other person feels so connected. You can feel connected with the person. And they feel very relaxed. How you can make the other person comfortable with your presence. That's very important.
Then I have to ask you, what freedom are you looking for? Freedom from what? From your own thoughts, from people asking you answerability? What is the freedom?
Freedom is just freedom. It's nothing to do with people, your thoughts. You're just relaxed, just tripped. And you don't want anything. You're not looking for anything, in life. कुछ शोहरत, पैसा, कुछ नहीं चाहिए. मैं तृप्त हूँ. I'm connected with the divinity.
Connected with the divinity.
Absolutely.
बिना divinity से connect हुए क्या हम ये experience कर सकते हैं जो freedom आप
By divinity I mean connected to your own self.
Okay.
That's divinity for me. So you connect with yourself always. Everybody does it. But sometimes you do it without awareness and sometimes you do it with awareness. When you do it with awareness, it's a very beautiful experience because you have to connect with yourself. Body is just there to express. But see, when you're talking sometimes, you want to take a sip of water. That's you relax at that point. You take some deep breaths. That's, you do it unknowingly or knowingly, you have to do that.
Yes.
But if you do it with your awareness, then it's a different thing altogether. At that point, that awareness feeling of whatever you are doing is freedom. You're not bounded. You don't have any do's and don'ts. There's no barrier. There's such a feeling of abundance inside. There's no lack. So much of positivity. This is
You know, when we were talking the other day, we thought, what will be your topic of discussion with you? And then I took time and I got a meeting with you. You have a beautiful garden cafe. It's a legendary place. Nobody in Calcutta can say, मैं वहाँ नहीं गया हूँ या गई हूँ. We have all visited. And the moment I went in the cafe, I was meeting you first time. I've only seen your Guru Story videos, which got viral 5 years back. And when I saw you, I was constantly thinking, what will I talk to her about? Will I talk to her about her journey, her transformation, or the seva you're doing? But the instant thing happened with me also, which you just said was connect. So then I said that I'll call her Shashi Connects. So,
okay.
so we have this podcast calling it as Shashi Connects. And also we want to know why Shashi Connects. Because that is what today we as youngsters are also trying to understand. So let's begin with that aspect. Why Shashi connects so much?
See, for me, connect is connecting to yourself.
But you connect with others also.
Only first you connect with yourself, you can connect with others. First, you have to be connected with yourself. Then the awareness is there. And then automatically you connect with others, whosoever, without having any judgments, without having, who the person is, what the person comes from, how is he doing or nothing. You just connect. And then that vibration goes to the other. It's all about vibrations. And the other person catches this vibration. Then he opens up. And when you open to each other, you get a very good experience. And there's a kind of lightness in the communication. And you wanted to give. How can you be supportive to the other person? What can you do for the other person? Instead of what I can get out of the person.
But is there no thought of being misused? Because जब हम connect करने जाते हैं तो हमको हर सामने वाला तो किस thought process से आए वो तो मुझे नहीं पता.
By connection, I mean you're doing it with awareness.
Okay.
And in that awareness feeling, there's very good, very beautiful, positive energy. There's no way the other person can, take things out of you.
Even if he is in a negative energy.
That he becomes positive in your presence. It's all about presence. And everybody has that positivity inside. And with that positivity, that energy, that transforms.
But we always say ना कि positive लोगों से जुड़ो वरना आप ही negative हो जाओगे. Do you believe that? Do you only look for
आप
positive?
अपने प्रेजेंस से जो नेगेटिव उसको पॉजिटिव कर सकते हो. अगर देखिए कोई नेगेटिव आदमी किसी को और नेगेटिविटी फैला सकता है, तो आप सोचो एक पॉजिटिव कितना बड़ा पॉजिटिविटी भी तो फैला सकता है ना. क्यों हम नहीं ऐसे सोचते?
Have you ever gone through any situation in life like this where you thought that person is completely in his own space, अपने ही परेशानी में है, and you have to deal with him that time?
I come across many people. In fact, I get an opportunity, ample opportunity in my cafe itself when I'm there. I don't need to be there. We have managers and everybody. But I get a chance to interact with people there, random people. So somebody who has just come by herself and sitting alone, hungry or has a meal, I just say hello to her, and then we start the conversation. And I just offer myself to the person, and the person feels so good, and then the person comes back also, and I feel very. It's such a satisfactory feeling.
You put your guards down.
Uh, no, see, if when you are aware, most of the things are taken care of.
Okay.
And by awareness, I mean you need to be connected. Like I'm talking to you now. If I'm not connected, I'll not be answering your question in a way what you want. You get my point? But if I'm connected to myself, then I'll be at ease. I'll make you also comfortable talking to me. Otherwise, there'll be kind of a stiffness between each other. And when you are stiff, you're not true to yourself.
True. You know, there's something we've also known that the idea that you have lived all your life is yes mind. What does it mean? When you say yes mind, you say you don't say no at all? You say yes for
See, in my
everything?
dictionary, I don't have anything to say no. What will you say no to?
You don't want to do something, you don't want to go somewhere.
It's
Somebody
okay.
tells you, come with me, let's do this.
Okay, we'll do it another day.
But you prefer to offer yourself to experiences.
Yeah, obviously. In life, it is to offer yourself, but with awareness. Every time I say with awareness, and that comes only by meditation, which of course my Guru, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar have learned.
We will get to know that journey. But I do want to know that when we stay in a yes mind and we go towards many things, Ajkal everybody is getting more confused, more options, more choices, more confusion. You're running a cafe, but there's so many cafes in the city. So everybody is all the time choosing. So when we stay with an attitude, we say yes to everything, where do we stop? How do we choose ये है और यहाँ रुकना है, इसी को आगे बढ़ाना है? So what is the attitude we all should develop?
See, there's a proper meal on your plate with everything. You have something bitter, something sweet, something chili. All kind of varieties are there, and you'd like to, if you taste everything, then it makes a good meal, a proper meal. And you can only know where to stop. If you don't stop, then you do overindulgence, and then it bothers you. So, what happens in life also, when you're in meditation, when you have a feeling of abundance, and when you have a positivity, the yes mind comes automatically. One doesn't have to work for it. And once it comes automatically, you know also where to stop, how much to go further, where to stop, what not to do, what to do. But there is a yes to it. In the manner like if you ask me, come, let's go for dinner tonight. And I'm the person who eats very early.
Okay.
I said, okay, I will come with you and I'll give you company. I mean, you know what you have to do and what you don't have to do. But if in your presence, if the person feels good and comfortable, then why not?
So you're not rigid that I eat early, I can't come.
I mean, rigidity will not make you flexible.
And over
And
flexibility
flexibility,
doesn't let you really achieve
no,
your
you need to
goals.
have a discipline,
Okay.
but that discipline should be at some limit. It should not be that disciplined that you become rigid. Because flexibility is very, very important to feel freedom, to feel comfortable, to make others comfortable.
Then what is discipline?
To the extent, how much ever is required to the bare minimum.
Okay.
Not if it is giving me fixation, if it is giving me friction, then I won't go for it.
Okay.
Which I will able to understand. If this is giving me friction, if I'm not comfortable with it, I just walk out of it.
Any moment of friction cannot lead to something good. Friction is a
Absolutely. It it will bother you. If friction is there, it will bother you. See, for me, state of mind is the most important. How is my state of mind?
it doesn't depend on our situations.
There are situations, there are people, they come and go. But what you can hold on to is your state of mind.
Even if the situation doesn't
See,
allow
there's a
you.
chaos around,
Yeah.
but your state of mind could be still okay.
So you want to
So
find
then,
peace in chaos.
that's the real peace. Just sitting up there in your room alone, or going to some mountains or beach and just want to be there. What big deal about that peace?
Okay.
But there's a confusion, there's a commotion, and there, if you're able to be at peace with yourself, that's called connection, that's called awareness.
Even suppose I have a hectic day, there's so much to do. Yet can we rest in between? Can we find that moment of
Absolutely.
calmness?
Whenever you feel a little friction in the midst of so much of activities, just take out little time, few couple of breaths will make you relaxed. Why people have tea and coffee so much?
I don't know. It's caffeine addict.
Caffeine, they gradually get it addicted.
Yeah.
But why they want? He just wants to be just let go. They just want to be away from for a moment. But they don't know that can happen with the help of
Without
breath.
now you're finding solution for why corporate culture we see a lot of smoking happening.
Smoking is giving them that much of relief. Caffeine is
They,
giving
they,
them.
they can think in that
But
moment of
yeah, because they feel this is giving them relief, but they don't understand this is again poisoning them.
it comes with
But this
cost.
relief can come without the poisoning with just few breaths. That's the best. And we have done it in our life. We do it every day. When you're very upset, very angry, you said, you do it automatically in your system. The system does it for you. But if you do it with that's
So this awareness allows us to break free when we want, not when situation goes so tough that you just give up.
no, and then you get into all these habits.
Yeah. I think the first thing I might leave now is coffee or be aware when I'm having it.
When you have coffee, I'm not saying one shouldn't have coffee, there's nothing wrong. But that should not be the reason for you to get rested. You have it once in a
To
while.
enjoy the
Just to
taste.
judge the company is there, just to have a few sips, that's all. You have chocolates. Chocolate is also there.
You don't need
But
to be an addict.
it should not be that अरे ये तो मुझे अभी चाहिए नहीं
Yeah,
तो I
you start
cannot
the body
think.
again. Lack of awareness, we start demanding. We
नहीं
feel
अरे
something is missing.
मैं सोच नहीं पा रहा हूँ मुझे तो एक कप कॉफ़ी चाहिए या मुझे आई नीड अ
Chai
पफ
chahiye.
या otherwise I'm not able to think.
You know, one thing I do want to take it from here before I have to ask about your life journey is the world of yes also create. There is a simultaneous world of FOMO. You've heard the word fear of missing out. Now you're here, so I kind of have felt that you're always in the present, even now. So how do you not feel yet you're missing out something? Suppose there's something happening big in ashram, and you're here. So that FOMO hits you also. It's a term we gave, but it was always there.
See, when you are with yourself, you don't miss out anything.
What are you saying?
Yes.
A lot of people who couldn't go to Mahakumbh. There are a lot of people who couldn't do this, do that.
See, when you are constantly with yourself, all these things come to you by itself. You don't have to, feverish about it or think, the sleep is gone or keep
Or you
thinking
miss
or
it, you regret, no?
no, it happens to you. The nature will bring it to you. I mean, the Kumbh happened to me like that. I didn't have to be working so much for it. Now, for example, Sanyam 2 is happening.
Yeah.
I was also booked for it, but for some reasons I'm not going because
Yes.
my husband was going and he wants to go, and if I'm also there, he'll not be fully there for Sanyam. He'll be thinking, oh, what's happening to this new
Concerned
cafe and
about you.
things. So I said, oh, I want to give him full participation. So for me, that is more important than for me doing it. I will go to the other one, and it will happen.
This is contentment.
I mean, see, real feeling is, contented, abundance, positivity, belongingness with people. That's the very beautiful thing. Once you have belongingness, people who come to you with negative energy, they turn around. We ourselves create a preconceived idea, so and so person is like this, and so behavior is expected. So, how can you be connecting with the person? Can't connect. So, you just stop labeling and then you see
Share
how it
some
flows.
incidents about your life where you got aware of your ability to connect.
It's,
You just
there's
realized, oh
so
my God,
many.
I just connected with him. Are there any stories?
Yeah, there's plenty. Um, I mean, there are big ones also and small ones in daily life which
Yeah.
happens. And I will tell you a small one which just happened to me in my cafe the other day. This gentleman, very well dressed, he came with his family to have a meal, and somehow I greeted him, welcomed him. He also reciprocated, and then he offered me to sit and
Did he
talk.
know you're the owner?
At that point, he didn't know, and then he said he had come with his children, grandchildren, and then he started telling me. I sat for a few seconds. He started saying, "You know what is my major problem?" I said, "हाँ बोलिए क्या बात है?" आजकल बच्चे सब अपनी मनमानी करते हैं, अपने पेरेंट्स को तो पूछते ही नहीं. एंड हिज सन वाज लाइक अ 40-year-old guy.
Oh.
आई से देखिए, आप है ना ये मोह माया बच्चों की तरफ छोड़ दीजिए. तो बोले ऐसा तो किसी ने मेरे को बोला नहीं, कैसे छोड़ दें? तो ठीक है, पकड़ के रखिए और ये झमेले में रहिए. अब जब तक बच्चा है, बड़ा हो गया, शादी हो गई, सब उसको छोड़ दीजिए ना. आप भी फ्री नहीं हो पा रहे, उसको भी तकलीफ दे रहे. द सन वाज सो हैप्पी टू हियर दिस.
Was the
ही
father
सेड,
happy?
आप है ना, हम पापा को रोज भेजेंगे आपके यहाँ पे आपसे मिलने के लिए.
Was he convinced?
नो, देन ही सेड यस, आप जो बोल रहे हैं ठीक बोल रहे हैं, मुझे ये अपने हैबिट में डालना चाहिए. तो बात करते करते हम लोग क्लोज फ्रेंड्स हो गए. देन ऐसे पता है, मुझे कभी ऐसा लगता है कि कभी हम मक्का मदीना विजिट करें. हाँ, मैं आपको ले जाऊंगा. ही वॉज अ मुस्लिम. ऐसे मैं ले जाऊंगा आपको, आप मेरी सिस्टर हो. एंड ही सेड बट चल, मैं हर साल जाता हूँ, आपको जब इच्छा हो मुझे बताइए, मदीना में आपको ले जाऊंगा. सो दीज आर द वेज, when you connect and when you don't want, अब ये बात करते करते ऐसा हो गया, ऐसा कुछ नहीं मेरे अंदर में फिर मुझे जाना ही है, मुझे
Even
जाना
that
ही है, ऐसे
moment
बात
when you were
करते हैं.
talking, you didn't know it'll go to this conversation.
Absolutely not. So major ones also, when we had this World Culture Festival also in Delhi,
Yes.
there also a lot of
I
things
heard you
happened.
could actually convince even the protocols around Prime Minister office is very rigid.
Yeah.
How do you break through rigidity? Because they are literally
You have to be available. And only when rigidity breaking is there, you can experience that
what
utmost grace
happened
also.
then? Did you really convince them the way you wanted Guruji to go?
I just became friendly with the PM of office people. Nobody, there's so many people, didn't offer them food and in the heat and all, water. And first for 2 days, 3 days, I was genuinely became friendly, not to get things work
Not to
done.
please them, but
Absolutely, not to get the work done. But when they were very open and friendly, then I asked, what is there, how to go about it? They said, why don't we have a new setup for the Prime Minister, Modi ji? I said, yeah, we'll do it. Let's do that. And that's how it happened
because
overnight.
now when you say you're being friendly, you think people are not friendly to people in higher position?
See, everybody wants to get something out of the person.
Hmm.
And to the higher position, people are more in respect with the chair. Person will go and come. The chair is becomes
Yes,
important.
it is the Prime Minister chair and not Narendra Modi.
I mean, we shouldn't say
No,
this,
but
yeah.
just like
But
for
if
us,
you
it
have
is
a respect for the chair and love for the person, things sorted.
Can we do that together? Like while respecting their position, which they've earned through their hard work.
Absolutely. Love with the person is very important. I mean, in this chair, you can have a respect for the chair. Love and respect go side together, then that's it. And it should be together, in fact, simultaneously. See, if you just have respect, you keep the other person away from you. And you just have love, you take things for granted, possessiveness, and
Yes.
things will develop.
So a balance.
Yeah, it's so much of favorishness, possessiveness, then that love, is not love. But when love and respect both are there, that thing will not happen.
Suppose you're married for how many years now?
37 years, yeah.
Years. So in that relationship that you have, you maintain both love, respect. Respect means you can't shout. Is that what you call respect?
No, we have difference of opinion. We argue also. But he has freedom. I also have my own freedom.
Respect allows you to put your point through.
Yeah.
Is it okay if you are?
Yeah. I mean, see, I again tell you, go into arguments, but not in a heated. You should not be boiling inside. If you're boiling, then the person and the point is not important. Your doership comes, or my point is only right.
But with the argument only the boiling starts.
Stop there.
This is what you do when you, in your relation, the way to.
I told you, whenever you are feeling while talking to anybody or any situation, if there's a friction, slightest of the friction, don't get that friction to the boiling point. Just then you need to sit back, observe your breath, connect your soul, and then come back. Then it'll be in a more positive manner. It'll bounce back easily.
Your journey with Art of Living started on its own, or it happened through some situation in life?
That was in 1987, but and it was happening. The program was happening right across I was not married then, right my parents' house, and Gurudev himself was taking the program, and there was some kind of I was all happy and quite flamboyant, and I was good in academics, and I just finished my graduation then. Something was I was looking for, which I didn't know what I was looking for. I didn't understand what is spirituality. Neither religion would, interest me. Going to temples and all that was not my cup of tea. But something I was looking for, and when I did the course with Gurudev, that I could make out that this is what I want.
So there was a situation you didn't know what you're looking for, but there was some kind of a seeking.
I mean, I could not relate myself, but when I got into the program, when I met Gurudev and being with his wisdom, then I could understand, yes, something that,
And what has changed in Shashi then and now through time? You have, they say you evolved, you're running
of course,
your
you grow,
business.
definitely. You become more easy with people. Your temperament, your emotions are taken care of. You don't get so emotional. You have a very balanced life. I'm not saying I don't get angry at all, but now when I get angry, it is very short lived, and at the same time, you have to get things done because I multiple things. I make sure that what is anger like? It's anger is you are not in yourself. You are punishing yourself for some others' fault.
Yes.
So it's a very foolish thing to do that. So whenever something like this comes up, it's very easy for me. No, I have to stop here and wait for a while, let the situation pass, and then explain the person.
So your journey has let you go through many milestones, even after coming on the path of practicing meditation.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have grown into it.
It's always, there's no end to it. You'll always grow.
How
There's
is your
always
family?
a upward journey. There's no
There's no
down.
How has your family got into this? How did they adapt it? Did you make them go through the process?
My husband was following Parthasarthi ji, but I didn't convince him, oh, this is better, that is better, compared or any time. But I prayed to Gurudev silently that, if he comes here, it'll be more good for him. And that's how it happened. And my extended family, seeing me going through any situations, handling situations, they also got into it gradually. But I never forced or pressurized anybody or trying to prove myself this is better and one should do this. Conviction counts, not convincing is not required.
Oh, I thought it's more important today's world to convince.
Your conviction, how you are,
That is
what you are
attractive.
doing.
If you have conviction, people will come.
Absolutely.
Today, your son Shiv is, I think, he's doing a lot of seva. He's so dedicatedly there for the ashram. Your younger son is into full business management. So
Not business manager.
No?
He's an artist. But
I think with the cafe also he helps around.
no. He is a total artist. He lives in Bali now. He was in the ashram for 4 years during COVID. He had his glass blowing studio there. And he's a Shishi yoga teacher.
Acha. So they have also aligned on this journey on their own.
Absolutely. When you have a very prayerful feeling, mindset, and when you have a guru in life, all this very easily you can do it. Guru in life is very, very important. All these things are taken care of very easily.
What is the secret of your dynamism? You're known for being a very frank person and combination of wit. So how does this flow out of you? You always had a sense of humor, or you developed this art?
It comes automatic. I'm one of us. I don't prepare myself much. In fact, at all. I don't prepare at all, and I'm natural.
You can answer back. Sarcasm plays more with you, or what do you?
See, sarcasm is basically putting the other person down,
Yeah,
which
it can go
I don't
wrong.
like. No, which I don't like it.
Okay.
Because I'm here to have a belongingness with the person,
Yes,
not
you're
to put
right.
the person down.
There are situations we've seen sarcastic people can actually create
Yeah.
a little uncomfortable zone around.
So that's not
How do
my.
you answer? How do you
No,
follow?
for me, I create a connection with the person. So sarcasm doesn't play a role here.
If you want to explain someone something, you have your own way of conveying your thoughts.
See, first I be with the person, create a belongingness, like I just narrated the story, and the person opens up, and then we relate to each other, and then suddenly I got this thought of going to Mecca Medina, so I related it with him, and he was all okay with it.
Like
So it's has to be in a very easy, natural way without getting anything from the other person.
this thought has to be there because it is quite normal and human. If I become friends with someone very powerful or famous, your mind can tell you, now I know him, I might get this benefit. It is quite natural.
See, when you are contented, when you have a guru in life,
These thoughts are not natural.
this
You don't
is
want to
futile.
capitalize on everything.
It's not required.
True.
See, if things come to you easily, even before the thought, you want in the jungle, you want a sandesh, and it comes to you, what more you want?
Now that you told me you connect, do you use your connections and networking in place to get yourself some benefits? Like,
The benefits not for myself, but if it is in a bigger perspective,
then,
for the society, yes.
but not
And to the
privileges
other
for,
person also, it helps, then of course.
but not for your own privilege. That you know, suppose
I
of
don't need it. It's all there with me.
you can follow the rules. You don't follow the rules. I know the traffic incident. So without following the rules, you make your way.
And see, rules and regulations,
Till
don't
you
go with
know they are
me.
the rules,
No.
you won't follow. If you don't know, then
But
unknowingly.
basics, yes, certain, stuff which is, of course, you are in a society, community, you need to. But beyond that, if it bothers me, it becomes a barrier to me, then I don't. I know I can get my work done, I know.
I know, I was amazed with the story of yours. You were crossing the signal and you know you were not on the right side of the law that time. And you very nicely pacified him to be friendly with you.
Yeah, I just offered him because it was so much of heat. And I knew that he needs some water. I said, I offered him water. And he was fine with me.
He didn't say पहले license दो नहीं चाहिए पानी.
कुछ सब भूल गया वो.
This
So
is
इसीलिए बहुत जरूरी है आत्मीयता.
what is that?
So just soul to soul. Once you be with your soul, the person is also the same. He is also human, whether be a celebrity or not a celebrity, or a simple peon. Is also a human being. First you are human, then everything you carry.
When you say gurus needed in life, you found one. How is it different when you have a guru in person now? You meet Guruji also. How does it give you a different experience? Someone not meeting him and you meeting him. How is that whole world different for you?
See, Guru helps you. It's very easy to say connect yourself with your soul. In words, it's very. But Guru in life makes you experience that. Once you experience and you keep experiencing, then it becomes easier. Day by day, you're able to do it.
You don't struggle through it.
No, there's nothing called struggle and problem, anything in my life.
Because I see people question this there are so many spiritual organizations are there, so many gurus are there. What do we understand? क्या हो जाएगा? वो भी तो इंसान ही है. So did you ever feel like with Guruji you're in a different?
See, when I did the program, then somehow something triggered inside me about spirituality. So in Calcutta, in winters, that was a winter time, uh, many these, as you said, they come and they give their
share their thoughts
discourses
and
and all that.
courses. Yeah.
And I went, I read a lot of books, and somehow I was resonating. Everything, all is, they're talking same
Same.
thing.
सब यही बोलते हैं, सब same बात.
But with Gurudev, I was able to, you know, my personality blossomed. I became very emotionally balanced. My wants, my needs were very clarified. I didn't have much needs. My wants were also desires, as you say. And then I wanted more and more people to get into it. And once you get more and more people, whatever you have earned and gained, it becomes more solidified.
Okay. You don't want to hold it that this is my knowledge, I keep it. I don't want to share my
Unless
trick.
you share, see a small little rasgulla of some nice shop, you share a nice movie you see.
We
But
flaunt and we
something, and something which is so close to you, so have blossomed you, how can you just keep it to yourself? You have to share, and that's it. And once you share, then that blessings, आशीर्वाद जो मिला ना, वो बहुत और अंदर तक चला जाता है.
Shashi, is there an age to connect? Do we need to think हमको पहले सारा achieve करने दो life में, वरना हम
आप पहले
complacent
कनेक्ट
हो
होगे तभी तो
जाएंगे.
अचीव कर पाओगे.
But if अगर हम content हो जाएंगे तो हम complacent हो जाएंगे. We'll not go with so much force.
Content, by content means not a passive kind of content. A contented means, yeah, मुझे तो सब मिला, बताओ अब मैं उसके लिए क्या कर सकता हूँ.
Okay.
That kind of contentment.
That will allow us to become more entrepreneur also, because if we
Yeah,
don't.
entrepreneur is like, what is entrepreneur? Simple, as Gurudev says, you will not do to your vendor anything like that which you don't want. You will not do to your customers anything like that which you don't want your vendor to do to you.
Okay.
That's business. This is what I loved what Gurudev said, and I apply this in my life with my business.
Because
And
I
it
thought
is-
business is ruthless, but you're saying it doesn't need to be.
See, if my business, if my restaurant is run by my managers, my staff, and all that, they are doing so much for you. How will you, what do you want to, how will you get that profits? Unless they are the ones who are running. I go on and off, but they are there full time. That's their livelihood. More than me earning profits, it's livelihood for them. So they are equally, there with you. So you have to be with them one to one. I'm not saying you have to sit and eat with them, but एक प्रेम, एक भाव, वो भाव रहना चाहिए कि ये भी हमारे बिजनेस के पार्टी हैं. दे आर ऑल्सो स्टेक होल्डर्स.
Now you have come through all this experience of life. What is that you want to do now? You're doing everything, but is there a list? Do you know what you want to do ahead? What are the achievements more that you want to? You're running your business.
I mean, I
you're
don't know
doing
now.
seva.
These some thoughts of last some few months or a year or two. Thoughts like, what it have been if I raw agent.
What are you saying?
Something like this. It gives me a lot of thrill because I'm quite an adventurous person. So, I mean, I would also like to go to some kind of places where, it's very troublesome.
Yeah, like
kind
we
of-
see in the world around now, a lot of wars and situation like wars are
Yeah, wars
developing.
and situations, war zone and all that, that's okay. But, where undercover. You know what you can, how can you,
When things are not planned, because they're so they
because
take decisions
I,
without.
I like crisis management.
Okay.
Because moment to moment, what you can, you have a plan, you go with your plan, and suddenly there's something happens, you have to switch.
How do you
So that
switch?
switch, you know, switch to, to
Plan
not
B,
go
plan
plan.
C.
You don't plan B or plan C, because that also might fail at some point. But there is some divine plan for you.
You have identified what helped you when you were doing crisis management for ashram in
Many
that
times.
space. So, what
No,
do you
like
do if you don't
WCF, I
prepare?
was telling you, the stage for the PM. That was a
So, did you
sudden
identify what is that skill in you which we can also develop?
availability. Skill comes later on. Just
Okay.
be available, and skill अपने आप
So,
आ जाएगा.
you are confident in any kind of crisis. You might not know the technique, but you'll figure it out that moment because we don't know
It
what will
just
happen.
happens. The grace flows. I told you, that if you're available, the divinity is there. You just walk one step, and the divinity takes you ahead.
So it's
And
not.
I'm sure you have experienced, whatever you want, whatever you plan, everything doesn't happen according to you. There's some other divinity plan. The nature runs with the divine plan. It's not by you. Your internal organs is, you have not done anything for your internal organs.
What are few things that Shashi has to do when she wakes up? Like if I had a time, I would have want to spend a day with Shashi. Would I know? Or is
See,
it every day a new Shashi? I wouldn't be able to.
I see every day a new
But are there some fixed things that
day
we
for me.
definitely see you do? Morning 6 baje ka chai ho, kuch bhi.
Man, chai. I mean, I don't go for fixation. First of all, I don't have a fixed routine in my life. But yes, I do meditate. If required, 3 times,
Oh my God.
sometimes 4 times a day also. That is a must.
This is the secret of connect.
And I do yoga also, which is not fixed all days. And I would not like to do a pattern in a pattern. I don't like very pattern kind of stuff. Sometimes I'll do this, sometimes I'll do that. I always like to do something or the other different. And also feel life should be more innovative, not the same kind
The
every
same.
day. And when I get up also, I said it's a new day for me.
You're not carried on to the monotony of this,
It's
this,
very
this.
easy for me to just forget and forgive. I can easily do it. Forgiveness is, for me, it's very easy.
I think
And
I've got the whole secret of how your network works, how you charge yourself, and how you connect. It's a great tool because for a long time we had been thinking, and I've heard so much about you. I think it's not just because of your work or your presence, it's also because I think you've connected with so many people. That before I could even say or think of you, or I even thought, who am I going to next? People started telling me, and then I was like, what do I have to do? They're like, nothing. She will do it. I say, but what will I talk? It's like, that also she will do. You just talk less. So now I know why it happens. It is not just that you connect uh, because of your skill of communication, but I think you're so connected to yourself that all the skills are getting, coming inside you and working out in your favor.
the guru does it for you.
You give that credit to him.
Of course, I wouldn't have been here without him.
You don't want the burden of the credit also. That also you want to let go.
Total
कुछ
bindas,
नहीं
free.
चाहिए मेरे को
Total
free
free.
रहना. So leave
Absolutely.
us with one bindas attitude thing. What do you like singing? Are you a singer?
Yeah, I'm of course a bathroom singer.
Yeah. So anything that you want to leave us with, the thing that defines your bindas moment.
One should do, whatever they enjoy doing. Not with the sake of ये करना है मुझे, but उसमें मस्ती होना चाहिए. मस्त हो जाओ. That's it.
What is your thought or your husband's thought about you? Share that also. What does he call you?
He calls me Bindas and he says we are two opposites and the equator is the guru. And he's very well planned, he's disciplined, very well
So he has
disciplined.
all the things that you don't
And
align with.
absolutely. And he, he dresses up well. His meetings are all set up
Pre-planned.
and absolutely. And I'm totally opposite. I don't go for
How
any
do you guys
planning.
connect?
Huh?
How do you guys
Because we're opposites, we connect. They complement each other.
connect? It was lovely talking to you, Shashi. I think this is going on. There's so many things I actually wanted to go more, but I want to bring it more in detail in chapters. Otherwise, we have seen your Guru Stories series also, and it was really nice. And I didn't want to start Guru Story today. I was like, if I start, I would have to sit here for the longest time. But this whole understanding of connect is important, because with that only we will be able to go where we are headed out. And since you inspire the youth, this is the thing we are missing. We're looking for everything outside.
My heart is with the youths. And in India is a youth country.
Yes.
Art of Living is youth organization. And once the youth are able to be loving and respecting, then that's it.
I think now the answer will be, if they connect with self, we will find a direction.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, we come to you. I will make sure everyone has a contact to
I'm
you.
there. I'm available.
You have the solution.
I'm there for everybody.
Thank you so much, Shashi. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Anku.